Oh, that got loud. Okay. There we go. Okay. Alright, we're back. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Okay. Hopefully I got everything going for you. Let's see. Check some stuff here and there. Let's see. Yep. Alright. All systems looking alright. Cool. There we go. Let's see. Looking good. Welcome, guys. Come on in. Yep. Hopefully you guys are coming in. Can't see without a chat. Let's see. I think we're looking okay. How have you been? I've been doing okay. I'll probably get into it once we get started properly here. But yeah, it's been a weird week. It's been, yeah, each week has its own stories. Let's see. I think I hear myself. Let's turn myself off. There we go. I'm not ready. Boop, boop. There we go. All right. Well, welcome. I don't know if the chat's worked or not, or if no one's chatted yet, but welcome regardless. Yeah, this week has been interesting. I've been told to to cut my hours and go home some days this week. You know, as like at work, it's like, oh well, you know, everyone else is doing slow and there's not much stuff coming in, so that means that, you know, it'd be best to not have you in for a certain amount of time. And it's like, cool, okay, you know, I get some time off so I can work on my hobby stuff, but then I come back and it's like, no, here's more stuff. And the time it takes to actually do everything, it's like I didn't have to play catch up the next day. So it's like, why didn't I just spend the time being there at the office to actually spend the time to do it, you know? So it was really weird. Because it was a paradox of like, well, you don't have much work, so we're gonna cut your hours. But then I come in and it's like, whoa, this is gonna take a while. So I was stressing out the whole time of like, I have no time to do any of this now. I had just enough time to like finish stuff, you know, do for like the end of the week, and it's like I've just barely got it in. And it's like I could have got this done a little bit earlier without me stressing out about it if you had let me had more time to actually do it in a week. So, oh well. Welcome. I'll show that. Just hold for review. Little friend there. Hello. Good to see your cartoons. Welcome to everyone else too who's lurking in. That's fine. But yeah, it's been weird. I guess we're kind of, you know, September's not, I guess like mid-September is not really a popular sports time, I guess. Maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have no idea. I know nothing about sports. Any you know, any kind of schedules or anything of like when certain sports happen or anything. So, but I guess not many stuff happens at back to school, you know, is happening. So I guess that's probably no one's having a championship, you know, like the first week. So, yeah, that's why we're slow. But also, that reputation to have less time to work on everything was not great. But I also I'll get into animating real quick. Just want to finish up this. Is that the engraving software is I have to use DOS, which is from like the way long ago. I don't even know, probably like 80s or 90s, probably even early 80s. But it, yeah, so I'm using an XP computer, Windows XP. I'm using a DOS emulator to do engraving software, and the problem is that it would take like a minute to like load the folders, and so it would just take forever to actually open up the open list. You know, it's like the open a file explorer kind of a thing of like, let me see all my files, and so it'd load like 100,000 invoice files, and so it would take forever to go okay, 101,000, you know, boop, 100,101, and it just like went for like a whole bunch, like probably like 100 files, but each of them were like a couple kilobytes of data, but they add up. So it's just like every time that I needed to do like one, I needed like three. Some of them are like one job would be split into like three parts. Like you would have like a title and a body and then like a text or something. Some of them were like split into like three different files. So I'd have to like open one to see what it was, close it, and then load the list every single time. It would have to like search through it from scratch of like what files do we have. So it would take like a minute for it to like register and like load them all, and then I would open it and go, oh, okay, that's it, close it, reload the entire list again, and then open it. And so it would take forever to actually, you know, it's like, okay, well, while that's going, I'll do something else sometimes. So it's like, okay, well, I have a little bit of time today, you know, on Friday. That's like, let's just figure this out. We've been thinking about it. It's like, okay. Problem is that we've diagnosed it into like, oh, it's because it's trying to load the folder that has an open. It's just a jobs folder that has like all these files in it. They're not organized, and it's like it's trying to load the entire list of everything. So it's like we thought about it, and it was like, okay, well, what if we put everything inside of jobs into a folder, and so that when it loads the jobs folder, it'll only load the subfolder of what everything is then put inside of that. And so we spent some time putting that in. I advocated it, and some of the bosses aren't as tech savvy as some of us. So it's like, okay, I'll just do it. You know, here I go. So it was really fun to just like organize it and be like, okay, maybe this will help me out. And once we got it all done, it's like, this looks really nice, you know, to organize. And when I load the jobs folder, it's just like instant, because it's like has to load like 10 or so different subfolders, and then I can then organize that and go, oh, I need a 219000, you know, folder, and I can open that, and there's like 100 files in there, and it's like, oh wow, that loads way faster. So it's like, I don't know how much productivity increase I'll probably get out of that, but it's like a lot over time. So I've helped the company increase productivity, just helping that. So that's how I am. So I'm pretty giddy with that. Let's get on here. Oh, there's Zip. They're doing good. Yeah, that's been fun. That's been my week. I'll play this animation a couple times. I guess I can start from the start. That'll be good. So we can oh, I animated the first two shots, so 1 and 2. So I haven't got to 3 yet, which is this one. Some basic blocking, and then 4. Not much happens there. But yeah, I'll let this run a couple times so we can see where we are. Hello, Dakota. Welcome. Hope you're all well. Yeah. Love's gonna say like, I'm doing good, but I guess you guys already know that. And again, most of this little like extra dots and stuff that are on the characters, those would be, I should use my hand instead of my mouse. The little dots in here and like all this extra Whoa, look at all that. All my master controllers and stuff. This is what the animator view looks like. And so once you actually render it with the blue flower, let's try to render it. So it will get rid of all the extra little red dots around the legs and try and get the bag away. They added some glows and blurs, outline stuff, and get some extra effects. So if you're wondering about that, that's what animators looks like. So it can be quicker to view it in real time. I worked the past week also to clean up some of this animation. There's a lot of like off frames where the frame rules were off, where like she was animating like between like here and here. You know, she would be like moving her head, like her head would like move at like on this angle, and then the next frame, so like essentially be on ones. So I cleaned that up and then retimed it to be a little better. I think I need to hit her. Almost like when I'm animating, I'm actually like finding some rig mistakes. That's like, oh, I could probably actually fix some of these as I go. There's like stuff I want to actually clean up and be like, well, I think there's a better way to actually get these parts in. I just see this now so I can clean it up. I think today we'll work on the third shot, which has actually the fourth shot, which has Zip and Pip rescuing, almost said Twilight, Sunny. But mostly what I did was clean it up to make sure that, again, the frame rules make sense. It slowed down a lot of parts. She like really was like very instant, and like bop 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 on each pose, like bop, and then get to the next one, bop, and then go. So I added like a little bit of pause. Very, very subtle, but it's like you can try to squish her down and change her legs and animated her hair. But her hair has its own physics with these dynamic springs, so I can get to those. So this ponytail has all these contraptions into this dynamic spring. I probably should go back and add frame rules to these. Essentially adding these on twos. Then the hair will then move on every frame. I think it's fine. I did spend more time on the dynamic springs and all the different hair pieces in this shot. Because like she spins around. So in the flip, her hair would be like off, like on one, so like her hair would kind of flip here, you know, like get here position, and then on this frame, move one over, her hair would kind of flip up, and then continue the motion. So I was like, don't do that. So like I had to set up these keyframes at the bottom, and say like it's essentially like stop and simulating hair physics on these frame. Every other frame. Clean up the arc as well, so it's more of a circle. Much more fluid, hopefully. Removing some of the frames also helped a lot, because there was like stuff on threes where like a pose we held for like 1, 2, 3 frames before she move on to the next pose. So I removed a couple of those frames. Play with more of the poses themselves of how the character is posed. Play with the hair physics. Like this angle was not originally there. It wasn't actually simulated like this. So I had to went in and like used the deformer here to like trying to guesstimate what kind of jelly hair kind of looking I can get. So as it kind of moves across in space, it kind of like has its own weight and drag and physics applied onto it. And then they all kind of go upside down. The tail goes upside down as well. It kind of flips halfway through. See how that just kind of, at the bottom, it just kind of goes boop into this pose. But as it's like so fast, you like barely recognize it, and then it just kind of follows through with that motion. And then some emotion. I don't think we had facial expressions actually near the end here. Where she opens her eyes, kind of like looks up. The wings disappear. She loses her alicorn magic, and then has a uh-oh. Like uh-oh kind of a face, and then quickly drops. So what I'm thinking is that I might want to add a bit more pause, but I think it's kind of like pause here, and then zhoo 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 zhoo, because otherwise it feels, you almost don't feel it unless there's more of the glowiness. I guess that could be applied to it. There's not much glowy now. Otherwise, I think that's good. And Zip's the only one that has somewhat blocking in this one. I'm just kind of going over what we got so far, give you some context. So we can move on to this shot, which I think I probably need to at least just start with not Twilight again. Looks like that starts actually. I need to drag my scene thingy. Little pink bar so I can see what the first frame is. So that'll help me. There we go. Want to get our pose back into more interesting upside down pose. So her tail will also be upside down, but also closer up there. Oh yeah, when I also did the flip, I had her body also change halfway through. So like the drawing of her torso changes halfway. So it's more like a stock standing up pose, and then changes into a more bean, kind of like more flat, so like it's all just kind of solid. Hello. Hey, Real Fan, welcome. Good to see you. I'm doing good. I've actually been kind of sleepy as well. I've kind of been staying up some days. Probably shouldn't be, you know. So if I always got work in the morning on weekdays. But kind of been staying up late to play Splatoon like at 1 a.m. Splatoon 3. So that's kind of where I am. I'm getting addicted to the story mode. Just don't really play. Obviously, I haven't been playing Splatoon too much, so it's been nice to get back into it and try to be serious about it this time. Like, I'm gonna at least finish one story mode because I haven't finished any of them. So that'd be nice to at least say like I can finish one of them. So it's like, let's do this one. Welcome. Hello, I think you're Sasha. Welcome. I think that'll be good as like a bucket list or something to say like I can at least finish one of these games. Let me figure out what these pieces are here. Oh, that's got the cutie mark. Somewhere, I think that's off. Oh, but I was leading into that I would like to maybe change the body shape here. And I think I want a different pose. Wow. Color, give me a line. For some reason it changes. Like I made this like sketch layer to get like what kind of pose I wanted for like her underground under upside down pose here. So that's visible there. Then I need to turn that off. And then turn it back on here. Let's see. Play Splatoon 2 when I'm on Area 5. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I got like maybe like a third or a fifth into 1 and 2. A lot of the Splatoon 3 levels feel like Mario Galaxy 2. Kind of like those, you know, like those short concept ones. You know, it's kind of like, oh, well, let's get you in, teach you a concept, and then we'll let you go. You know, it's like that. Not trying to have you stay in this level for too long, but just to have enough enjoyment. Be like, just enough. Just enough fun. See, I changed the pose here. I wonder if I want to... Like, I'm not using this particular pose for Sunny, so I'm wondering if I want to change any of these. Because obviously now would be the best time to change what I want to do before I do it. Usually just like with the Splatoon levels, I just kind of get stuck at some point or just lose interest or just... Yeah, usually when I... it's hard to stay like on one game for too long. I don't know. I think there's just... that obviously that's just on me. I'm not able to... If I forget a day, then that game is gone from my memory, like peripheral vision. It's like, oh, well, that doesn't exist anymore. That game is gone. Even some games where it's like I've had like maybe like a couple more hours to like finish it, like Twilight Princess. Like we were at the end. Like literally like this like the last Ganondorf battle. But because we took so much of a break between like the last couple, like we might have got like halfway through the Ganon Castle at the end and then stopped and then try to pick it up like way later. Like months later, and then you're halfway through and it's like, how do you how do you anything? I'm wondering why this stump is here. It's above the black fade out. Fade black. So hopefully I'll I'm confused what this is now. Oh, it's the storyboard fade out. Okay, so it does work. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Turn that off. Almost want to just like unplug it at this point. It was Splatoon 3. I think I got to area 4 or 5, depending on how you look at it. I took the left path. There's like a branching part about halfway through. You can kind of like choose which area you want to go to next. It gives you like two paths to go. I've found my own strategy in it where I've there's a level pretty early on, like literally in the first world, that I kind of use for grinding, where so if I want to flip her head upside down, I'll try and make this pose because I think that's at least what my initial plan was, so might as well go with that. Yep. A level in the first world where it's like you have to like dodge these these block guides and you like drop. They create shock waves, and so they become like little hula hoops, kind of like rings. We gotta jump over them. And only the mission is like, can you last a minute while like 4 or 5 of them are like trying to get you at the same time. And it gets harder and harder as it goes. Like there's more of them that try to get you. So it does actually get like challenging, but like it's so short that's like, if you just kind of just focus, you can do it pretty good. Because you get like 600 power eggs in a minute, I kind of decided like, well, that's good enough for grinding for me. Like I can use this now to try and get like, you get like 600 in a minute. You get like 1200 in 2 minutes. And you just like, it really adds up pretty quickly after that. And it's like, okay, well, I'll just stay here for a bit, try to get a couple thousand. And then I can get the fuzzy octoling goop out of there. The mysterious goop. It's moving. Oh, this is inky pink light goop. Sorry, sunshine. Does that even look good? Should her hair like be more? I like more close. Feels like grandma hair now. Still not quite used to these new hairstyles. Bang. Is that what I want? She's falling, so I'm trying to get like all of her hair to like fly up. So I'm like swapping all of these positions, trying to like rotate them upward, try and get a pose. And then like her hair can kind of be, you know, kind of wobble back and forth or something. Kind of like animate like that. Let's see what this one is. That's apparently her tail. So her tail will be, whoop, uh-oh, wrong peg. I eventually got like so many that I was able to like clear like the stage that I was on without having to complete all the levels. Like I cleared out a goop before the before beating the boss battle in the world. So I felt like, yeah, that's cool. But the levels are fun. Some of the weapon choices, the recommendations are sometimes not great. Sometimes I recommend like there's like a one in like the first world again, where they want you to use there's like a rail grind, the first rail grind one. I think they recommend you to use a slosher, which is like terrible everything stats. So I was like, cool, I tried that for like 20 minutes and then trying to go like, it's not working. I don't know. Until you just like kind of rage quit out of it and go, okay, well, that's not working for some reason. Let's try something else. And then you try to, another weapon that I can, kind of more subtly kind of says like, oh, maybe you probably get less points, but you can try this one. I don't know. And it's like I did it, and I tried it, and then I beat it within like 5 minutes, and it's like, oh. So, yeah. I think you even get more points because it wasn't like the first one recommended or something. So I was like, ah, okay. She's going for a fly. Where's my die? There you go. Is that good? Obviously we cleaned up a little bit here. I think her ponytail should be layered a little bit differently. Hopefully I can... can't change it. I probably could change the ear though. But if I change her head angle, then it'll reset. Like if I camera change Sunny MC way down here. You can see if I change her head position and all of that kind of breaks pretty bad. She's like, oh no. Which also means I'll probably need to obviously change her eye position so that instead of going that way, now she's looking down. Her head could be looking more towards down. Like a foof. Yeah, like a foof. Whoa. That's an L, but I think that'll be fine. Right, and again, her head's doing all this. So I have to like clean it up, but then it's not worth it quite yet. Still lots to play with all these. Master controller head bibble here is gonna kind of dominate a bunch of these properties. That's why it kind of changes everything. It's like why all these positions are now moved over, because the all of the properties of like these poses are like set up based on these positions, that these are from the very onset way back here are being told from these positions of how the head rotates. So it's kind of getting these positions, but then I want it to be in a different pose, so it's like it's kind of conflicting and trying to say don't do that, but oh well. Like the ear should be somewhere else. Let's get the chin. Bring that up. But yeah, I'm having a good time. Like I haven't done much turf war and all the multiplayer stuff, so I feel like that kind of like makes me less. I'm not really into that kind of mode, so it's like I want to kind of just play like a regular style kind of adventure game. So I'm glad that they have that option. And it's like for people who just like, I'd rather just play like a Mario Galaxy kind of style, you know, these kind of missions, Mario Sunshine, mission-based stuff, are more fun. So I feel like with Turf War is always like random, especially if you're just playing with literally random people around the world. You're not really, you don't really have any say in like, well, I did good because my team was good, or, you know, it's all dependent on who's really playing with you. So it's hard to tell, like, if I'm, you know, is my performance doing alright? I can't tell. I'm just not really into those kind of games either way. It's kind of like deathmatch stuff. It's like, I'm good. So I never really got into, like, the all the other modes, I guess. I don't even know what they are because I never played them. There we go. I feel like I want to have maybe the... If I want to change, like, maybe this drawing. Do I have this? I'm trying to see if I have any... Do I have any controls in here? I have this. That kind of breaks her butt. Whoa! Whoa! I think I want to bring her thighs layered them on top. Unfortunately, if I bring that up, that means I need to bring her entire leg up because it's got a cutter on it. but then we get this shape. So we want to get something, maybe another cutter I can use, like the hip that I have somewhere else. Actually, it's connected here. Yeah, let's get a different picture for this one. And then, yeah, let's try that. And then play with that. New drawing. And then we can play with it. Whoa. Wrong button. Started to play the animation. Yeah, I'm playing at midnight so I can have much time, I guess, during the day to do animation. Which I'm working on this, I guess, more than, I guess, timeline-wise, more, I was trying to, like, try to get this animation going more than the movie. So, unfortunately, there's not as much progress on the movie now. At least for this week. Try to get as much stuff, all the stuff that I explained at the top, of all the, like, the first and second shots, I try to get those going. Which, you know, yes, it's a lot of slow going kind of stuff, but I always love it. Love all this problem solving. It's like, okay, see if I can, yeah, get something more like that. There we go. Completely changed the whole pose, and there we go. Boop. All right, now she fall, but she'll be okay. She'll get picked up. No worries. Good to see you, Judd. 3,300. You got it. It's all right. Thank you. How have you been? I've been doing a pretty alright week. Weirdly stressful for having mandatory time off. But hopefully it'll pick up again. Because I think one of my coworkers said like it picks up again like in either October or a little bit later. So I don't even know what kind of sports are going on right now, but I think I did some, I might have done football maybe, or a tennis. I think there's a couple of tennis stuff. I guess all the inside stuff are going to be winter ones. I think there might have been a basketball one. Yeah. So, let me know if is that what's going on? I forget to change. Do I have another? I have this kind of an eyebrow, which is more designed to be sad or surprised or anything. And this little dot has cheeks. There we go. This better sound like black and 05. Ah, I'm sure this there, so I'm going to be that. Well, that's I guess a spoiler warning. For the new episode of Make Your Mark, episode 2 or chapter 2 or whatever. I guess there's a trailer, so yeah. But I think it's coming out soon, so hopefully you guys will check it out. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. I guess if you're Brony, then you'll probably, try and follow all the media anyway. So it's out there. It's like it's like Spike's Wings. It's like it's gonna happen, and it's unfortunate. And it's like, okay, it would be nice to see it in its context first before like everyone either dunks on it or whatever, online. And it's like, oh well, okay. Because I think even some people I think my mom found out that Spike had wings at a convention. And I was like, oh well, the vendor there it was at a vendor booth, and they were like, oh whoops, yeah, I guess you're right, that episode hasn't even, I guess she's off the screen here. Here's actually the bottom of the screen, this line. So I can't see what she's doing. So it's like, oh, like, whoa, whoops, okay, or maybe it was like, do you want to see the spoiler? I have it hidden. Thank you. I appreciate it. But, yeah, we'll see. Obviously, all the mystery, purple horse at the end of chapter 1. It's like they're trying to add, some sort of intrigue. Wow. I don't know, kind of ooh kind of language I went into there. Intrigue. That they're trying to add into it. I feel like most of the direction that they're going in. Oh, it's okay. It's fine. There's only like a couple people watching. I guess we watch this later. Just maybe I could do a timestamp or something. Oh, she's scared. Yeah, just I don't know. Like I kind of fell off the 2D series of G5. Like mostly on the fact that the writing is a little bit. Actually, the writing in the 2D one's actually pretty good. I just kind of fell off on on my own. But I think the Make Your Mark, I don't know if it has different writers, but it definitely feels more generic kids cartoon. It's hard to describe, but I think it has some sort of different kind of like aura to it. Because the 3D one is obviously trying to be the more definitive, you know, kind of. This is what the canon is, you know. The whole story is in those kind of episodes. But then some of those feel more. The writing of it, at least for chapter 1, felt more like a generic kids cartoon. And it's like, okay, yeah, I'm not as interested in it. Because the 2D series actually had more wit to it and like more slapstick and, you know, this kind of like more. And notice it's a cartoon, but like the Make Your Mark is trying to be like melodramatic and add these other. Trying to add these other characters, like add stuff, but it's like it just comes off as Saturday morning. It's like trying to add drama and mystery and just the fluff of we're all friends, whatever. Let's hang out. Let's have a tea party. Woo! And I guess just for a story reason, you know, that no one really immediately believed Zip's like, I think something's wrong with the power reactor, you know, kind of like thing. And all the friends are like, what even are you talking about? Until like the plot like wants them to like find out what's going on, you know. It's like, oh, okay. Like, stuff could be resolved a little faster if you listen to your friends, Sonny. So, all these kind of tropes like that. Ooh, okay, how's that? I think that's pretty good there. And then I'll have her have a different pose as she kind of gets closer towards the middle of screen. I'll have her hands go in front of her, hooves go in front of her face, and then try to cower there. And then Zip and Pip. I guess this is left is Pip, and then Zip comes, and then I rescue her. And then she's like, what? Yay, my friends. They are there for me, and I appreciate them. And then we fade to black. Okay, let's talk to you soon, Jude. But for now, I just need to shimmy her back to here. I don't even know how I even got this pose to begin with. I think I just... I don't remember. Probably want to copy this pose and bring it back to here. Because I think as she's falling here, it's kind of... We got this pose. I guess I can kind of rotate to see what this looks like this way. I rotated the whole screen. Yeah, I think it's just front pose and then just This might just be the generic. Yeah, that's my generic front pose. This is my back here. When she does her flip, she goes into this noodle. This pose there. So it does swap halfway, which I may want to add more in betweens or just try to clear off that transition, but because it's kind of like already a fast motion, I think it kind of hides itself anyway. I want to copy that. I've also thought about how to integrate the Blender version of this phone. Because right now it has the ambient occlusion and all that kind of shading stuff that we talked about last time. Where you see how there's some darker areas here, like it has shadows and stuff onto the object itself. You can, yeah, you can even see it here. So I like to not have that, so it can look like the rest of everything here. Like it'll look 2D. And I've always had this fascination of like making my 3D assets look as flat as possible. Try to make my 2D stuff look as 3D as possible. So I think it's a nice, interesting blend. But yeah, so I'm thinking, even like last night I had like a thought that's like, well, what if I figure out like the angles and positions and scale of the model that I have here as a reference, bring it into open Blender, the 3D modeling software, and then replicate all those poses of like everything, you know, like she has her phone in front of the camera, and then we're gonna have her smoothly somehow get from this position and this position, and then have a couple more positions, and it kind of like flips around and stuff. Just think of my storyboard. They kind of take off. So having the phone be its own asset in Blender, animate the same phone model, because it's I modeled the phone in 3D in Blender. I'll be able to use the same asset that's here, animate it, get the same angles and stuff, and then one of my newer ideas was that I can export that 3D model animation, put it into a PNG sequence, and then bring that back into Toon Boom, and then export all of that. So that means I don't have to do the opposite way, where I split everything up, render every single asset as its own PNG sequence, bring like zips whole model, bring her, animate just zip like this, animate all of zips stuff here, export everything as a PNG sequence, like an image sequence, bring that into Blender, bring it as a plane, set it into a 3D perspective view, and then have Pip and everything, and have her phone be its own model as well, and then animate that, and then export all of that animation inside of Blender, and then export that, and then have to then use Adobe Premiere or something to then have that whole sequence be composited together, so that the story-wise can actually fit together. So I'm working it out, but if the 0% of you who understood what I even meant when I said any of that has any thoughts, I'm open to that. Of trying to figure out what's the best solution for something like that. Because I want to have the main idea is that I want the Blender asset to be the full bright no shading version, because when you render this one inside of Toon Boom, it has its own ambient occlusion, ambient lighting. So I want a more flat shaded version of the model, and then somehow incorporate it back into the Toon Boom animation stuff that we have here. It needs to be layered as well, because even here it has a depth part of it. Yeah, especially if you go back a bit. Yeah, so this is the top view. So this is like the camera, camera is like where to here, and then the phone is pretty close. And as the phone kind of moves, it then jumps way back in the distance. It's actually fit right in between the background and her hoof. So it does need to somehow be layered in 3D depth as well. So it's how do you then put all this together? I've done this before, but I've kind of left it as like the Back from Work remake. What, I can find that real quick. Hang on. I can find my channel. Do I get copyright if I show my own video? Because I can just do clips of it. So I animated this in Toon Boom. I guess I'm Splatoon recommended. But yeah, this TV is a 3D modeled. But you can see how it feels like a 3D model. That's the problem. Because I can make it hopefully a little taller. Nope. It doesn't want me to move it. Trying to make it a little bigger for you. So when I animate it. And this is a 3D model. Guess what is 3D here? So you can see like with the natural Toon Boom lighting, it just looks like it has nice lighting, but it's not the style that I would like to have. So I was sort of happy with it, but it's like it's not the quality that I would like it to have. But the neat thing is that I can have the 3D models, and then you see like she like manipulates it, you know, and it has the correct depth where you can have like the left hoof here be on top, and then the bottom hoof be behind, and then there's real depth into it. There's like actual real depth into this, but and actually animate it as if it's a regular object, so that you can draw it and then get that correct angles and everything. Pew, 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 pew. But then you use a 2D asset for everything else. So yeah, and then it gets thrown out. And then the original is that I wanted it to still feel like the original, where it's a 2D object, you know. But I wanted to try it as an experiment, of course. But I wanted to look more flat. But because it has this wraparound shading, it destroys that illusion. But in Blender, I can have a more full bright lighting system that evenly lits it from all angles, so there's no highlights and no shadows. I think I have to like create a shadow down here to actually be to actually make this. So even back here there's no shadow. So anywho. So that's my qualm here. So what do you need, Judd? Let me get some water. Right. I think I just posed her so far, but posing is the backbone of animating. So I think we're good. I wonder if I can get her butt line to be look a little better. I forgot what that one is. I want tool properties. Click the right buttons here would be beneficial. Okay, so I want to get this line down here. I like to taper it, which just means that it can go to a point, and then whoop. I don't even know what's going on. There we go. Okay, that was just bothering me that it had like a blunt end at the end. Just wanted to point that out. Get the point. Okay, cool. And obviously again the hair in the ear needs to be fixed, but it'd be better to do that later as a cleanup. So right now I just need to get all the poses. Little picture. Thank you. Looks like it's the camera's having its own kind of mind here. I wonder if it's doing. Oh wow, look at that. It's trying to. It goes back and forth in depth, so I probably want to at least just fix that real quick. The X. Yeah. That's not what I want. See if I can make that more. That makes it completely straight. Forgot how these work. Does this work? What's the problem is that I don't think we need to at least do that. Yeah, all these kind of functions are always a little bit tricky to understand. Problem is that it goes down, so I want to at least click a bunch of buttons and kind of see what they do. See, now it's not moving because it lost its tween. Actually, that's right. There we go. I was trying to ease it as well, but actually it has some sort of an ease. And kind of bobbles there. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm not used to the function editor. Or at least what all those mean. Oh yeah. What is this more like in 3D? We get this kind of craziness of okay, yep. Got it. But it makes sense as you kind of like break it down of just the camera position, path, Z, and everything. Is that like that animates? I think every object here has its unless you don't animate it. Allow you to show it. Oop. It might be bad. It might crash. Oh no. It's trying to it's probably too much information at the same time, which is weird because like the graphical version of it, you know, is able to do fine and like graphically show positions of, you know, probably like 1,000 assets times 1,000 functions. But as soon as you try to like map it out and try to actually show like on a graph where it is on a 2D picture, on a graph, it's like, how about I just blow up? Hang on while I explode. We're actually still not responding. I'm feeling might just want to crash it on my own. Huh. That's why I don't use the function editor. Usually it works, you know. It's probably just the stream and all the other assets that I got going on now. Yeah, we're gonna crash it. That's unfortunate. End task. Okay. And then we bring it back up. And we do it on time. We did about an hour. It's about halfway there. I'll get it right up, don't you worry. Okay. Oh, that's a, well, yeah, let's use that frame. Sandy's a little exhausted from all that. Oh boy. We're good? Yep, alright. So what do we got? Did we lose anything? It auto saves. So let's see. Yep, I don't think anything of value was lost. I think the last thing we did was this value, so we can see. So remember, it was like a U kind of shape, so now it's more flat. So that's good. Yeah, all right. So I think I want to move the background. I think I want to play with some of these pegs. I think I want to make one of these. Get these bips. Should I move these down? Probably want to then move. Well, I can't really move the camera up too much more. So probably just move these guys probably like up to about halfway here. Or I play with the depth, 3D depth here. See where that is in 3D space. See, that's about there. And then the ocean. It's probably way back there. So I could bring the rock back in 3D space here. So I can grab both of them. So I'll make it slower. Yeah. Okay. There's her phone, you can see it in top view. So what I'm doing is trying to push these away from the camera. Camera down here, so it's looking into the distance at the top. So if I push these objects here away from the camera, then it'll have less motion to it. Keep it there. Also want to turn off storyboard just for now. Yeah, feels better. Push it just a little bit more. So you don't really see the ocean until just at the pivotal moment when she actually gets saved at the end. Cool. Okay. So I was inside of the background group. So I'm gonna move that. Okay. Let's do blocking. That's the script. Let's get rid of that. Story. Let's unnoodle it. If it's not noodled like this, connected to a comp, then I think it doesn't render, or it's not connected. Obviously, you can still have information in that inside of it, but if it's not connected to anything, then it doesn't have any. There's no relation to it actually rendering into the main composite, which then actually writes it. So, yeah, it's important to make sure you're all every noodle. There's noodles to everything. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. So, okay. Let's see if we can play with pip and zip. The problem is that they're still in their shot 3 positions, and I think I had trouble trying to like scale pip down, because that if I try to scale her, then bad things happen. So if I scale her inside of here, she might be okay. No. So something's going on. And we might need to make an extra peg, and then have this just be that, and hopefully that'll put it all together. Okay, so this is telling me that there's another function or two that's actually dependent on its scale. So I wonder what that means. The arm is still off. Is it that her arm is actually in a different time zone to the rest of her? I don't even see it at this point. Where's her arm? On the scale of everything. Well, where is she in the first place? Ah, there we go. Ah, yeah, see. If you can't tell, there's a yellow line here, and then her arm and her phone are here. And probably that hair that was moving. Go to hair points. Hair front behind, hair pump short. It's possible. Should be around here. I don't see it. Oh, there it is. I don't know why it's not rendering here, but at least the phone and such are in a different position there. So let's at least add a keyframe here, because now I don't need it to be with her here. So fortunately, I guess we could, that might work, is that we can actually have it not display at all. And then we can reset her body. Let's see how to do this. Display. Pip. Display. Pip. Okay. Don't worry about zip. She's fine. What I can do is just kind of go back, and that is zip. Okay. Pip. Get the names wrong. Okay. So what I want to do is reset her whole body, reset her whole face, and then reset her wings, mouth, physics. So everything should be close to 0. So now I can go into her arm deformer and then reset it. Go to leg. I think there's a reset position, but at least I can get some of these. One. Set all these to 0, and then that should be good. Yeah, that's close. And then get other arm. Reset some of these. I think if I put these to 0, then those, yeah, they'll go back into super default positions. I think that's good enough. Let's just hide, where's my buttons? Hide zip. And so now we got Pip over eyes. Okay, so now that I completely resetted her, hopefully, that shows every deformer. All the different points that I can move to move different points, move different parts. Every part has a different point, so I can move all those. Let's go back out here, and hopefully now I can move her, and now nothing explodes. Cool. Okay. I do want her facing the other way. And then face the other way. Okay. So we're still having this issue, which I think might be either the... Let's keeping that still. See if I can reset some of these positions. Axe ring. That looks all good. See if these do anything. Yes. Drawing. Okay. So I can do is just kind of put it back. Put it back out there. Now, does that work? That does not, and I'm still confused about that, but at least we got that. And then move our eyes. Okay. Should still be slightly adjusted. Alrighty. Welcome. Unfortunately, I don't think I can pronounce that name, but Welcome. Hello. Good to see you. I think I resetted Pip at least to be. Yep, pretty good. So what we want to do is probably scale her, which I think her point is actually down here. Put that towards the middle. Okay. So for whatever reason, I think her hair bang is not exactly correct. But I would like her head to roughly be about the same size as Sunny's. And then I'll do it for her hair later. Because I'm honestly not sure what is up with that. Why it's got so big too. That's pretty good. Okay. Leave that for now. And then let's do Zip, which she is still in this pose. Maybe best to like animate her the last scene, because then I gotta deal with this weird pose now here. You're a little bit taller. So now I want Zips. MC. Find her. Wings. Flap. This way. That way. Mouth. 0 here. Physics, please. Eyes. Just want to reset her into a more neutral-ish position. Hello. Oop, I'm in brush mode for some reason. Trying to reset her. Okay. She was a little bit quicker. She has less maintenance to worry about. She got a lot more stuff. Like I added these 2-point constraints for her whole self, so she can squash and stretch her whole body. And squash and stretch just the, so I can click this one. Just her lower body here. These also work the opposite way, so I can grab her from the bottom and squish her. And then from the bottom, squish her up. So that's a new thing that I added. I guess I added it during last week's stream, but because if I go to Pip, she doesn't have that. She would have it here. Yeah. So. Alright. Now we can get them all ready to go. Okay. Oh, maybe I should get the water. I mean, that was pretty tough. Alright. Okay. So let's turn off that. It's a little bit easier. Ooh, the sunny explodes somehow there. But I think it's after the fade out, so I think we should be fine. I think? Yeah, it's black. Fades out here. Pip would probably... Yeah, Pip would not be visible. Let's go to Pip. I color coded them pretty quickly. Looks like... Yeah, the problem is that it'll... I want the phone to not be visible. But because I literally added exposure to everything, it came back. Where'd she go? So she should be omnipresent. We can go do that to Zip as well. And Sunny. So autumn. We'll just stay for a little bit longer. She'll exist for just a little bit longer. Barely have a shadow. Who is this? Sun shadow, not connected. Okay. I'd label that because earlier in the first shot, I wanted her to jump up, but then I thought it'd be easier to, of course, make a duplicate shadow and then swap it to a different one just so that this can be a little bit easier to animate. But it looks like, oh, because that was the same thing as the phone, is that it continued to have its exposure. I should make this other one. So let's swap it. So on the same frame there, you turn it off. So it goes boop, and you don't even notice. And so I probably want to turn it off here. So it goes. Okay, cool. Hopefully nothing else like that comes up. Is there a hard camera cut here? Sorry this isn't exactly animated, but it seems like it's a bunch of other little issues, which I'm sure not many other streams will dive into problem solving. As much as this one. It looks like it. I almost want to just clear this and see what happens if I re-enable it. Excuse you. I almost want to just clear this one, but it's pretty good though. I love your like. Okay, well, this is a good question. Okay. It's alright. What if you never heard or Inspector Gadget? Yes, no. If I heard of Inspector Gadget, yes. Definitely watched the original 90s version. Asterisk. I don't think I watched it on like TV as much as maybe like a DVD, you know. It might come on like maybe sometimes. But yeah, definitely watched it. There's like that 3D reboot that I did not watch, so can't really say to that. But oh yeah, there's also the movies. They were pretty good. I remember the Happy Meal toys for it more than the movie itself. So I don't know what that says about me. So maybe this one's a little off. Honestly, not sure why this is happening. Yeah, this is not happening. Not easy. I just wanted to do. I'll have to figure that out my own time, I guess, because you see why I use more stop frame animation, because I still don't understand how I clear this, add a keyframe, I want this position on the camera, and then I clear this, add a keyframe, move the camera only in Z depth, add a keyframe, classic tween. And then it's like, I don't know what you want. You want to like to change one value from one to another? Forget it. We're going to make a U shape instead. And have it be the exact same value as before. That's in the X. Okay. So I want that to be flat on the X, please. I want it to have 100% flat there. Y position needs to be flat. That works. And then Z. And for whatever reason, the Z depth is a flat Stair step. Yeah. And if I try to move these won't move. But if I set any of these curves, set a curve on there. Let's move. What? I'm sorry, yeah, this is... I'm not sure what... Wah! Never click that. I'm just not sure why this is not exactly intuitive. Probably just want to go into functions, but it's possible that this will explode too if I'm not careful. So I'll hide everything. Problem is that if I add this back in, then it'll do the same thing of it's still trying to do these shapes that I want these, the X ones, X and Y to be flat. But it's adding these two curves, but then the Z one that actually did change said has no easing. It's not tweeting. What? So yeah, I'll have to figure it out, but hopefully you'll understand that I don't see what's wrong here. I know what's wrong, but it's like why is it acting like this? Okay. So those are all the same. Now I would like to edit the Z path and zoom it out and then go back into here and then set my classic tween and then it does the same thing. I'm not even thinking, I'm just baffled. I'm not thinking of anything. It's just like, what? I'm looking at these values up here now. See that these change. The only thing it's tweening is the west, you know, value, and then north value. I don't know if you can even see it up there. And then the Z value just immediately jumps. Yeah. Obviously, it's visually that the X1 tries to do a change, but it shouldn't. It has the same value as when it started. It starts at 0, goes into like negative 0.15, and then gets to 0. And then the Y does the same thing with a little bit off. But the only thing I actually changed was the Z, hopefully. Let's try it again. One more time. Let's just go here and then change it. Set the value. Set classic. I think it needs to be the opposite way. It needs to be going up this way. To zoom out, visually this needs to go up. That's new, I don't usually know that one. Maybe there's more buttons in here that are hidden. There, select both. Give me a tween. Change some of these. Turn that off. Normalize view. Is it? Turn that off. So we're gonna see if having some of these values. Oh, I should let this make a change. Toggle grid. Yeah, I want a grid. Locking time. What even is locking time? Okay, forget it. Alright. Wow. Okay. Okay, so point one for Flash for having better classic tweens. I don't even know. Yeah, show this to Toon Boom, what even, not composer, what even programmer. 'Cause that is weird. I have this keyframe, so I can put this back here. Copy it, paste it there. Okay, cool. Alright. I'm sure I'll wrestle with that for next week, trying to figure that out. Man, okay. Well, let's move on. Let's get the blocking for this shot. I noticed it's supposed to gadget reboot. Tear strong spreadsheet. Yeah, I didn't watch it, so I'm not. I think I might have heard that in passing, but I don't think I really heard it. Yeah, obviously in the show yet. That is cool. So that would mean that it's probably Canadian made, maybe. It's probably like the same like studio. Is it? I just want to check that up. $2015. Okay, now who made it? Wikipedia. Canadian. Ha! Did it! Ha ha ha! Wikipedia. Inspector Gadget, a Canadian CGI animated TV. Oh, it is by DHX. Yeah. Because DHX would do, there was like even the Super Mario Brothers Super Show with DHX, or was it? No, that was Deke. What is DHX? Whoops, I got that confused. Hell, man. I'm just so frustrated with that. With the camera. You know, snarky now. I think we froze up again. Okay, cool. Broke it again. Oh boy. I don't have to retract it. It's okay. Yeah, I'm not sure where my mods are, actually. I'm gonna try to. It's kind of late now, but I guess I can. Probably should have pinged them before. To say like whether or not my YouTuber mods are supposed to be here. That's why I kind of have two of them, so I can make sure at least one of them's here. Okay, let's go. Yippee! All right. Let's move this over. It's like a rotator. Her hair is independent. I wonder. Let's look at the other. Not this function. Layer properties. See what we got going on here. These are open. These aren't local. Let's see. Let's go back and let's make these. Honestly, not sure. It just kind of like adds keyframes to all of these, and so that it becomes less. It's changing it from local into a same kind of like box thing that we saw before. I changed it to match animation on active attributes, so I can add a keyframe at the end and then tween it. So it means that it'll. Unless there's a keyframe somewhere. There's a keyframe here. But that's when I wanted to get it into position. Also, your leg's gone. So it should do the full thing now. There's a keyframe here. Okay, well now it's in good position there. Try to move her again. Good. Because I think it's actually set at 0 now, which I can check also by the camera pip. Yeah, it's set at 0. So what I can do is go to beginning, add a keyframe, and we can set it pretty high. Let's just go ahead and see what happens with that. So hopefully as she moves into position a little bit later, right about here, it should explode. Okay, yep. So that's working as intended. What's not intended is her leg not showing. It's in front, so that's weird too. Apparently it's here. So why is it over here? That's in the right-ish position. Okay. Huh. Welcome. If you're able to and understand what I'm saying, can you please translate that with Google Translate so I can read that in English? That's one of our rules, is to speak in English, just so I can understand what you're saying there. I mean, I know German and Japanese to a point, so I just never took any Cyrillics. See how much time wasting I'm doing here now as ago. Gee, I wonder what that means. Let me spend some time figuring this out. There's a little testy as a very, very basic tween didn't work earlier. I don't even see. Hi, I like you. Oh, thank you. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Let's see. Like where your arm just a little bit higher. Bring your phone. Where's phone go? Phone go? Judd, if you can be more specific after that, I'm not sure how to respond to that, honestly. Not that it's wrong or anything, it's just like I'm not sure what your context or anything you're trying to add on to that. I'm confused with how these got off-centered. Is it possible that instead it's the camera, which I don't blame it, that the camera's whoop, yeah. See how much more weird this is making it. Let's see though. So I can grab both of these. Or not. Thought I grabbed the phone. Okay. Might want to quit when I'm ahead, because this is now not even responding to generally just moving something over now. Okay. Where's the phone in this position? Now it's pretty small for you, but it's gonna take a bit to clean that up. The problem is that it's gonna, yeah, it's gonna fly off there. So we'll clean that up. So I like to change that position just So... Okie dokie. Whew. Okay. I'm like exhausted now. Okay. The one thing I wanted to do this stream, let's see if I can actually do it now. Here's moving, that's good. It's in a general position. I think I just want to change her. What do I want to do? I want to pip MC. I want to change her hair physics back to 0. There we go. Okay. All right, I think I'm settled now. That just rustled me so hard. Sorry about that. There's kind of stuff that's like completely out of your control, and it's like I'm at least trying to diagnose it, and it's like I don't even know where to begin with it. It's like this should work. Like, what's going on here? All right, up here broke again. Okay. Oh, all right. Let's get rid of her shadow. That should be flying. They should be concerned. Let's get a... Let's bring these up. I can make the eyeballs themselves. Where would that be? Something like that. Okay. And then next magic trick is I'd like to... Let's get our whole head. Yeah, it's like weirdly magneted towards some other origin or something. But why everything else is working, I can't tell you that. Probably want to also change your body into like the same, maybe the same style as I had Sunny's as well. What kind of leg position as well? Let's think about that. Yeah, not only does it just take a long time to do this in general, to like animate and everything, you also have to factor in like how many other unknown stuff is gonna just kind of come in and say like, hey, it's my turn to destroy your progress. Computer problems or anything like that. That's why you wanna obviously want to be super consistent and good with your puppets first, because like as you like try to finagle with them like this, it gets harder and harder to fix things as you go. As you're adding all of these crazy components into it, but if it's not really set up an exact way, then you're like fighting with it the whole time. But what I was fighting with was the camera, which is a pre-built, you know, asset made with Toon Boom's, you know, properties and stuff. But that wasn't working, so it's like you're then fighting with the literal system of it. So it's like, how do you then fix something like that? I've only, you know, disclosure is that I've only used Toon Boom for like the last 1.5 years or so, maybe a little bit longer. A year and 3/4. So there'll be a lot of stuff that's like I'm still not used to, or like how to go about some stuff. Or just haven't met with every error screen yet, or every kind of no, you know, kind of a thing. To know, like, oh yeah, like in Flash, like, don't use the eraser on some lines, you know. You'll crash the software. I've had it actually a couple times where I've tried to erase, it would crash. So it's actually kind of a good learning process. It's all good mistakes. Means that you're learning. You're learning to not do stuff. So it's like when you put your hand over something hot, it's like, oh, you know, your body tells you to go, like, don't touch that. So next time it's like, okay, stoves are hot, kind of a thing. But with very technical and, you know, unstable software sometimes. Learning how those work. Let's have her head kind of like lean into it. So that means I do need to at least play with her neck here. See if I don't think this drawing is not set up in a way to I want this kind of drawing. And I think it might be a little too far for it to. Can't really overextend it at some angles. Actually, that kind of works pretty well. If I just kind of hide that right there. Yeah. Hide that. Sure. Oh yeah, it's off screen. Let's fix this at least. And then leg up a little bit so that those don't clash into each other. Got the wings already set up. Get the expression. We would like it to be hair to be about here. And then we can tilt the entire body, which apparently get it more closer to there, and the hair moves. The hair thing there. And let's get it down. Okay. So we can add those. Let's just get Pip's animation going. So I can turn out the background so I can see the storyboards a little better. So now I got this pose. I can now move over there, and then don't feel like I'm messing with her pose, which I guess I'm not, because I'm on the super outer pose thing here. She goes behind Sunny, and then wraps around her, and then has to like flip her around, which is never. I don't think I have to flip her. Like I could, like at this pose or this point, grab this and then literally do a whoop. But I feel like I might not need to do that if I have like a front view actually drawn in, and then from there go into camera Pip. Where's Pip? Because I can flip her into a front view, figure what that looks there, and then get into this pose, and then get to there. So I think that was like my initial. That was just a flip right there, but I think I probably just want to flip her here, and then get the head to then look the other way, and then reassemble her. I'm gonna need these. So I'll have to make a new neck pose, but I think for now I'll just try to get her to be close to what I want, which would be something like this. And then yeah, I'll have to make that. Wings. Tail. Let's see. I think these might be local. I'm not sure. When I do these values, they might be local to themselves rather than, because it was like saying like 0.5 north and stuff, and it's like, what does that mean? It might be local, yeah. I'll have to get Sunny's position as well, so I can wrap around her correctly as well. Grab these bips. Reset it. Like this. Rotate it. Try to grab it. Blech. Yeah, it's just a matter of not posing literally every single segment here. I think it's actually kind of good to like do it this way, because then you can, because if you try to do it like, you can animate it on or animate it in a style where you go from literally frame 1 to frame 1000 in order and then don't turn back. Or you can do this way that I'm doing, where I'm trying to set up certain poses and then I'll animate each individual piece, kind of like an assembly line of like, okay, well, now I gotta do, like, make it a sandwich. Like, now I made the lettuce, now I gotta go back. It's not really how you make a sandwich. It's like, okay, well, I gotta make a sandwich, so I get the bread, and then I figure out like what the end product of the sandwich will then look like, and then go back in and put in lettuce, and then go back in and put in the hay. I don't know what kind of metaphor or anything really works with this. But basically you're just kind of going back through, you're setting up a pose, set up a complete pose, figure out a bunch of these, and then setting up some in-between poses, and then I like to then kind of focus on one piece at a time. Like I might, like for a character or like a facial animation, I might do all the lip sync just in one row, in one go, and then do maybe just the eyebrows in one go, and then the eyes and the blinks. Which probably should have some blinks somewhere in here too. That'll really liven things up. I don't think I'll do that. Do that some other time. What I want is to find, I guess I can, yeah. So I can use, they're all using the same kind of drawings. So if I go back to where this first starts here, swap it to this one.
Wow.
And then, I know, right? Swap it to rethink your life choices of when you write an anchor points over here. Can I fit this right in there? Yeah, it's not actually. Do we kind of bend it? Let's get the head back a little bit lower. They have long necks, but it's not like super long. not a giraffe, but you need to be at least some length. Okay. So what do we even got? Okay, we got some motion there. I also see back here her leg, back leg, has some interesting deformers. Let's see. It automatically added these lines that go across. Means that it automatically added classic tweens, which is a property that I try to set up to not do that automatically. So it's just like a little annoying to see that. It's like I would like it to not do that. Oh, she's so glowy. Man, she's still got wings. It's not that good. That does make sense now. Let me go turn off her wings. Here's all the flopping animation. It's about here. Why is this mask? This mask should have some animation where it moves back. I might have deleted some. I'm actually not sure what happened here. Okay. And then we just turn off the drawing for the wings. So go back to here. See where the other wing, the top wing here, kind of turns off here. So we'll turn it off. There we go. Okay. What should we do? Should we do Sunny or Zip next? Sunny would just be to flip her pretty much upside down, but Zip would be mirroring what we just did with Pip. We're to kind of flip her around. Let me know in the next 1 second. As I try to see if there's anything else I can fix at this point. That looks alright. I got that her hand is still too low for your phone. See your phone? Wait. Nope, now it's down here. So that's in the wrong Z depth now. Also, it's hard to get like exact numbers. You can try to zoom in. It's still hard to get these. And now it's... I know I'm gonna redo these anyway, so I'm not... I want it to be pretty close, but I know that I'm also not gonna try and super finagle it just enough to go like... Yeah, good enough. Okay. I think if we do Zip, then we'll have a more complete picture of what we're doing. So we'll go do that. Okay. Let's see. I know we got like 5 minutes, so we're gonna take that long to be less upset about stuff that I see here. I'm all good, it's just, you know, these unforeseen circumstances. I gotta do all of zips. Was in the wrong tab. Well, you know, that's fine. Shouldn't have a shadow. At least now that I know the kind of poses that I want, I can kind of replicate how pips are. Are they sisters? I mean, like the Squid sisters are cousins, so. Barback, Splatoon, Lore. Uh-oh. Okay. Usually animating shouldn't be this stressful, but I feel like it always is. It always ends up being this way for me. Yeah, which is like I'm just kind of paranoid by nature of like everything. So I guess it's just kind of happens. If anything I do is like, okay, well, let me freak out about it for who knows how long. I feel like maybe these eyebrows can be a little bit higher. Okay. So zip actually comes in slightly later. The zip's actually down here. And all she has to do is kind of fly up. So it's actually going to be hopefully a little bit simpler. So you kind of drag her. Kind of have her follow Pip. And then we completely changed her entire pose. Now we know to change her body, which, you know, last time took a while there to set up, at least to figure out what we wanted. So now I could just quickly rough this in. Ah, welcome back. Yeah, unfortunately I asked a question of like which character to animate next, and I guess if you were gone, you were the most talkative person in the chat, so I guess at the time here, so yeah, I didn't get a response, so eventually just decided to do. I was gonna either figure out like should I do Sunny or Zip next to pose, but yeah, not as your fault or anything. It's just like, well, the circumstantially it's just like, oh well, okay. That's how it's gotta be. Trying to rough this in, and I'm not sure why. Let's change colors. There we go. I don't even know why that color is there. Must not have color corrected it. Okay, get in there. And now Get like some word eyes. Do this. So I hand drew some different pre-made expressions. Okay. Use these now. Let's kind of bring her a little bit closer. Yeah. If I had to do this in Flash, it would turn out even worse. Because like in Flash, you wouldn't be able to... At least the way that you would have to completely destroy the rigs and like have this all in one symbol. And it would just get completely messy. But with this way, you're actually able to, in Toon Boom, have different depths for everything. Like with its 3D depth, you can have things at different closeness and far awayness. So I was able to like push that arm, you know, behind Sunny. So it's actually worked out pretty well. So okay, we'll have to figure out Sunny's pose next time. Or I guess yeah, let's talk about that in touch time. All right. Okay. Let me just catch my breath. Jeez. Did that real quick. Yeah. Hope that was something. Yeah, I'm honestly not sure what my mods are, so I'm not sure if they would have been able to help with the chat a little bit better. At least that's more commentary. So, oh well. Let's see though. So yeah, this was the last shot chronologically of the short. So, I guess well, Judd, would you like to determine the fate of the next stream? I guess, because I was gonna do a vote whether or not we should even continue with this animation next time, or I just work on this on my own time and then upload it to my channel, I guess, whenever that will come out. Because obviously it'll take a little while. I mean, it took like a lot longer than I expected to even get the two shots that I wanted to animate set up. So I cleaned those up. So, oh, hi, real fan. Would you like to see, as a question, would you guys like to see one more stream of this animation where I can put on hold how much cleanup stuff I want to do, and so you can see one more couple hours worth of animation, and then you can see like how I figure out the 3D phone, so you can see how I set it up either in 2D or 3D and cross the streams of blending those together with Blender, or again, yeah, would you like to move on yeah, because I think with if I show it again, yeah, it'll be showing more of probably that shot where I yeah, show how I figure out the phone to look hopefully better lighting and then incorporate it all together, and then maybe some more cleanup work and see how the animation itself is made, or yeah. So I guess I will create a poll. Stream animation next week. Yes and no. Beep. So hopefully before you go, try to make that real quick. If you can vote for that, Dakota, before you leave, hopefully. And everyone else is here. And then we'll get that going while I get some water and see what else we got to do. Oh yeah, we got the make a mark. Yes. In the animation is this animation that we did today specifically, if that wasn't clear. otherwise, I'll move on to a new topic, a new stream, which I have ideas for that. So I know when at least I'm getting. It's either we choose to do one more stream with this, or we move ahead and bump up the new idea stream next week. So and then after that it'll be October, and then we'll do some spooky stuff with that. Not sure, I don't have any ideas yet for that, but definitely some other fun projects will be there instead. So yeah. Looks like we got one vote so far, so, and that we just had 3 people comment, so not sure if you want your vote to you know, determine anything here. I can only persuade you, you know, I can't force you, but that's a little unfortunate. I'm sorry, I'm a blubbering mess. I'm not good at just talking, I guess. I'm trying my best. I get things. I let things get to me. So, yeah. And that camera thing really was like the final straw for me. I was like, if you weren't here for that, yeah, that camera thing was like trying to change one value, and it was like not changing it, but they would change the 2 other values in a completely unorthodox tween thing, and it's just like, why? That's not the first time. It's not the first time I've seen that happen, but it's just like really annoying because it's like, especially on stream, because like it's almost expected that I'm supposed to be somewhat a professional about this, to like understand most of what's going on. But when stuff like that, where it's just like, describe what's going on, and it's like, I can't even tell you why it's even trying to figure that out. Because like the values of the X value was like going from 0 to 0, but it would do like this swoop around and change the values in between and tweeting that, and it's like, why? Let's see. I'm gonna go to Real Fan, did you vote? Were you the 1 vote? Or who was that? Oh no, we got 2 votes. Thank you. And Jude, did you vote? Do you guys even see the vote? I guess it's on screen there, but you gotta click it on the YouTube chat itself. Is it? Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I just want to test the waters to see whether or not you guys want to see this and see a little bit more of this or not. Because I know, especially well after today's performance, that you guys might want to be, you know, a little bit more hesitant to like see an exact more carbon copy of this, but hopefully I'll iron some stuff out, or at least just try to debug and like try to I'll look into why that happened. Everything that went weird. Yeah, excuse me, today. Yeah, I'm still baffled. Ugh, excuse me. So I don't know. I'll have to figure out whether or not I want to go ahead and set things up and then do more of a showcase, I guess, of the work. Like I can work in between stream, like work next week and then try to animate as much as I can, and then say like, hey guys, look at what I did, or do another one of these where it's like, hey, I'm just gonna do some blockouts and then try to get as far as I can with where I am, I guess. Either I try to finish it as most I can on my own time, or I do another one of these where it's like, it's in progress and I'm gonna start a new thing. So, well, I guess I'll have to, I guess I could do kind of in the middle and try to at least finish the first 2 shots, and then maybe showcase more of the 3rd shot, because that's probably going to be the most interesting to probably talk about. And then the 4th shot is probably just going to be a mess of layers and moving around. That's probably going to be even more visually hard to understand. Yeah. Otherwise, okay. That's okay. Okay. Probably the last thing I said of like try to do like a middle of trying to animate some parts and then leave some stuff to animate on stream. Okay. I'll probably go with that anyway. I think that'll probably be for the best. Okay. Next thing, right, was the Make Your Mark. Yeah, I'll definitely watch it. But again, I kind of said near the beginning that I don't know. I have to look at the writers to see what else they do. Like if they do other kid shows, you know. It definitely feels more. I know there's not enough content yet. That's the problem with G5 is that there hasn't been much content to really say how the series is going, you know? Because we've only had like one movie and like one episode so far. So it's like, how's the show going? Well, the movie was pretty good, and now the Make Your Mark is kind of like not as good. Even like visual, you know, without the visuals, you know. I'm always kind of like a stickler for like the storylines and, you know, how to do like script writing, and it's like I kind of get into that to like, is there some way to improve the plot in some way? Not just like characterization, but it's just like, does this shot at the beach, you know, do we need to keep coming back to this kind of scenario over and over? Is there anything really, you know, characterization really learned? Is this scene supposed to do a character development? Is this to like further some other element that's going to be foreshadowed there and then become as another plot point later? And it's like when I'm watching, I'm like thinking about that kind of stuff. So like watching Make Your Mark, I was thinking in that kind of sense and thinking like, man, we went to the beach a lot, and it's like I feel like I don't understand what the issue was. Like I didn't really feel like why was that an issue? I might have missed it, but it's like went back so many times and I still don't understand. That's like by the third time that they went back just to, with Hitch at the beach, it's like I don't understand what the conflict itself is. So it's like they're just now just arguing about it. It's like something about it. It's like I don't know. So like stuff like that is like, well, I don't understand, so I'm losing interest. And then the characters, the characterization, some of them are different from the movie, but there's still enough callbacks that it feels kind of like a little bit of a cheat to be like, oh, she said that in the movie. That must be her character trait or catchphrase now, I guess. This is who she is now, because like that's what she said in the movie. Get it? Yeah, so I haven't watched much more of the Tell Your Tale either, but I think that's actually probably more solid and more, yeah, probably the most solid of the series. It's probably Tell Your Tale, even if it's the most you know, cartoony and more Teen Titans Go, but not really too much in that favor, but it's definitely closer to that style of Pony Life and Teen Titans Go. But I think it's actually probably the best of the series. Otherwise, yeah, I'm not really having too much high expectations for Chapter 2, but I'll definitely watch it. But yeah, I'm just not. I don't think I'm personally invested into it enough to like be like, oh look, here's these characters and secret other mystery characters. Don't you want to learn more about these other characters? And it's like, not really. You haven't really teased it enough or really made them as interesting, like the mysterious purple queen character and the assistant and all these other characters. Is like I don't understand why, you know, I need to I guess care about them, or at least care about them in a like I want to learn more about them kind of a way. It's like, oh look, here's a new character, you know, at the end. And it's like, oh okay, cool, all right. Rather than, ooh, you know, what does this mean for the lore? And like, what, ooh, how can it, you know, it's like, whatever. But yeah, That's where I am. Let's see though. Trying to think of anything else. Is there anything else I need to talk about? Let's see. Talked about work. Doing good. Had some fun this week. Let's play Splatoon. Splatoon was probably the biggest thing. I talked about that as well. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna have lunch and probably just play more Splatoon. I think I'll end this poll, I guess. I think I might get it off the screen there. Thank you very much for voting. There we go. Yep, that went away. Cool. All right. It was a nice, good job for being unanimous. I appreciate that, because we could have had a yes and no. So that's good. Yeah. So I guess now that we decided that, we will do one more stream of the G5 animation. Do a finale kind of thing. I think even after that stream, it probably still won't be done. I don't think I'll be able to finish it, especially the way that I would like to finish it. Where I'd like to maybe add music and maybe sound effects. I'll have to compose it, make a composition, putting the video files together, all the image sequences, because I'll have to have Blender animation. So I'll have to render out 3D animation, put it with the 2D zoom boom animation, put it into a video, convert it to a GIF, and then have like Twitter completely destroy the quality. That'll be later on. In a couple weeks to completely finish it. And I guess I should probably get back into making those stream shorts volumes. I know I kind of fell off that, probably because I was at work. It's hard to add another thing to my slate where those like shorts volumes, like whereas like I put together the stream animations and artwork together. Actually does take a long time because I have to like find every element, every project, try to get the highest quality and render that out, and then putting them in a sequence in Premiere and get original music. That probably takes the longest time. Sound effects, and yeah, some of them just take a long time to actually complete, I guess. Each little segment can take like a while to actually set up. It's actually a lot longer than I expected, so that means it takes a long time to make them. So yeah, I know you guys probably want to see them. I don't know. You guys haven't been begging for them, so I guess they're probably like the least popular videos on my channel, and that's saying something. But yeah, especially like I feel like if I spent too much time on stuff, then even if I put like a really what I think is really quality kind of workout, then it gets less traction than something that I spend like very little time on, I guess. So yeah, I guess it's not just how it works. It's always a lottery of whether or not something gets popular or not. So regardless, it's hard to justify myself, working on another, project, while I'm already trying to work on my movie that's already my movie's already taken like 4 years to already make. It's like they want me to also spend like another week trying to, close everything else, close movie making shop down so I can make a volume shorts that has, that's gonna reach like a couple hundred people, or less. So yeah, that's where I am. So I think future content wise, I'll probably make a story so far again, so people who haven't been following for the last 4 years can watch that hopefully and catch up. So instead of like having to watch the whole, instead of having save your like 8 minutes worth of movie, you could just watch like maybe like a 1 minute trailer. I try to cuts up all of the important pieces to get her into a pretty good narrative. I think the last one was pretty good narrative. Actually kind of flowed pretty well. But I think I'll do more of a... I guess I could do that later. I want like a more cinematic kind of trailer for the movie. Yeah, so future plans is to complete chapter 7, which is probably going to come hopefully in a couple months. Cross fingers, you know. And then chapter 8, which will probably definitely next year. And then make the director's cut after that, which will be one complete video that has the entire movie, and I'll George Lucas completely redo all the effects, update as much animation and music and everything as I can, try to make everything as consistent as possible, hopefully with the quality of with the visual quality and everything that I've learned up to chapter 8. So everything will hopefully look as good as where I'll be at chapter 8. So like chapter 1 will hopefully have chapter 8 visual quality. Hopefully. So, but that's probably going to take a while now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah. Of completely redoing like, probably like every background will probably need to be replaced. And animations and cleanup and animation errors and retcons that I've made. Because there's stuff like comments that I've read that kind of influenced me to be like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. Especially all the Snake Castle stuff, which in chapter 6, so I can say that. I was like, ooh, let me explain it in this kind of detail, you know, and what happens there. So it'd be interesting to go back and watch the original storyboards as a movie now, because like I probably changed like 60% of it. From the original draft. There's like the whole storybook sequence at the beginning and at the cafe, that those stories are completely different. As I completely rewritten it by that time. And then I think I had another story. Did I have another story sequence after that? I don't think so. I think I have a story sequence in chapter 7, so look forward to that. But yeah, I'm excited to get back and because I've been working on 3D backgrounds for the longest time, so it'd be nice to get back and do some 2D character animation again. Because I've been focusing on just like the 3D assets and modeling and texturing and shading and compositing that, and like trying to figure out what the nice layout so it'll look good at different angles. So that's where I've been focusing just about all my time on, has been doing all that. But some of the 3D models are turning out pretty good. Some of the new ones are looking alright. If you'd like to see some, doing some plugs. If you'd like to see some previews of it, I put them on my Patreon. I'll probably do another Patreon post tomorrow. So we'll see about that, and I'll show some more updated previews of where I am, I guess. So there's a link in the description for patreon.com/Yoshi Greenwater, hopefully. So you can check that out. I think it's only like $1 a month for like the lowest tier. So hopefully you can, you know, if you can spread out, then if not, like, I understand. But if you like to support it in that way and support me in my hobby, it's yeah. Otherwise, I think I'll probably end this. I think we're about wrapping up now time. So thank you again. Now this stream was probably not as not what I've expected, but you get those fun little happy accidents that happen along the way, and they're good. They build character. Thank you again. Let me figure out. I forgot that I don't have a hug emote. Okay, so I'll just say like this. There we go. Thank you so much. Yeah, see you again next week, and we'll continue with this G5 animation, and then look forward to October's stream. Yes, October stream will be um, the new idea that I have. So, thank you so much for watching again, and see you guys soon. Thank you again. All right, bye bye, bye bye bye, bye bye bye, bye bye bye. All right, bye bye bye.